नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं आपका डॉक्टर सत्य प्रकाश सिंह। हम साइज रिडक्शन के अगले पार्ट में आज देखेंगे कि साइज रिडक्शन किन फैक्टर्स के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, और एक मिल के बारे में जानेंगे और एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट के बारे में जानेंगे जिससे हम साइज रिडक्शन कर सकते हैं, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एज हैमर मिल। पिछले क्लास में हमने पढ़ा था डिफरेंट साइज रिडक्शन क्या होता है, डिफरेंट objectives of size reduction, different mechanisms involved in size reduction, and different theories involved in size reduction. So, there were 4 mechanisms of size reduction: impact, compression, cutting and attrition, and there were also 4 mechanisms of involved in size reduction: Rittinger's theory, Bond's theory, Kick's theory and Walker's theory. आज हम देखेंगे, in this class we will study about the different factors affecting size reduction. So, pharmaceutical industry, from the pharmaceutical industrial point of view, in pharmaceutical industries different chemical substances are used, animal tissues are used and vegetable drugs are used. That means different types of chemical substances, animal tissues and vegetable drugs. These things are used in pharmaceutical industries, for which we have to apply the mechanism of size reduction to reduce the size of the particles from larger size to smaller size. So, for this let us have a look on the different factors which affects the size reduction process. Factors related to the nature of raw materials, we can say that first one is hardness. Hardness means how much hardness does a material possess. If it is a surface phenomena of the material, that means hardness is the surface phenomena or surface property of that particular material. The term hardness is somewhat confused with the term strength. Hard means how the material, how much hard it is. Strength means what pressure it can withstand or with it. That means, so both are the somewhat different terms, but so for a material to be very hard, if the hardness of material is more, but it is brittle in nature, hardness is more, but material is brittle in nature, then size reduction can be done very easily, or we can say that in other words, size reduction may not possesses any problem during the process. If material is hard, but it is brittle, then size reduction can be done very easily. So, Moe was a scientist who has given a scale known as Mohs scale. So, according to this scale is used for the measurement of hardness of materials. So, according to this scale, if the value of Mohs scale is equal to 1, it can be used for graphite, or we can say that the material is graphite, or it is the nature of graphite. If Mohs scale is less than 3, it is more than 1 and less than 3, it can be used for soft materials. That means, we can say that the material is very much soft. If Mohs scale is greater than 7, that means 7 से ज़्यादा, तो क्या है, it is used for hard materials. Okay. So, and if Mohs scale is equal to 10, it is used for diamond. So, from this table or scale we can say that depending upon the Mohs scale, the hardness of material increases if the value of Mohs scale is increasing. When it is equal to 1, it can be used for graphite, less than 3 for soft materials, more than 7 hard materials, equal to 10 it is diamond. So, from this scale we can deduce a thing that harder the material, more difficult is to reduce the in size. So, if the material is, as the hardness of material increases, that means it poses problem during the size reduction process. Okay. Now, if the material is hard, but it is brittle in nature, then size reduction can be done very easily or smoothly. Second property is toughness of the material. That means, fibrous materials are tough in nature. That means, fibrous means रेशेदार. तो रेशेदार चीज़ें क्या है, उनका अगर हम साइज रिडक्शन करेंगे तो उनका नेचर क्या होता है, टफ. यू कैन से दैट टफ नेचर होता है. सो इफ द मटेरियल इज टफ और द मटेरियल्स इज फाइब्रस, then it is more difficult to break a tough material as compared to hard. That means, this fibers can stick or attached with the milling blades, so that this size reduction of this type of materials is more difficult as compared to the harder materials. Now, the third property is abrasiveness. It is also a property of hard materials, particularly of mineral origin. That means, those materials which are used from the mineral origin can be, those materials can be which are used from mineral origin that are abrasive in nature. So, abrasiveness, it is a property of hard materials, means particularly those materials which are used from mineral origin. It may limit the type of machinery that can be used as the material being grinded. So, abrasive materials also for reduction, size reduction of abrasive materials, there is a limitation of machinery also which can be used for reduction of this type of materials. So, because if we are using this abrasive material for size reduction, it leads to worn out of machinery. The walls of machines can be, there are chances the walls of machines may be teared out or worn out, which leads to the contamination of the product, contamination of grinded product due to this high abrasiveness of the materials. So, if the material is abrasive, then we have to choose the size reduction apparatus very carefully. Now, this fourth point is stickiness, on which the size reduction depends. Stickiness, gummy materials. What happens when we are using gummy materials for size reduction? It adheres to the grinding surface, where it adheres to the grinding surface. So, if the method used for size reduction during size reduction, it generates heat. What happens if we are using gummy materials during size reduction? Since the instrument is moving, so it generates some amount of heat also, which leads to softening of this gummy materials, and this gummy materials sticks or adheres to the grinding surface of the instrument. The opposite of this is also applicable if the material is, that is, slipperiness. One was stickiness, which adheres to the grinding surface. Slipperiness, it also poses a problem during size reduction, because this stickiness material acts as a lubricant, which lowers the efficiency of size reduction. So, as it acts as a lubricant, it moves with the, it does not goes for size reduction, but it moves with the surface of milling surface. Fourth was softening temperature. Softening temperature also poses a problem during size reduction. So, softening temperature during size reduction, what happens? Sometimes heat is generated. If due to this generation of heat in the instrument, it leads to softening of the material. So, the temperature at which the material gets softened, that temperature is called as softening temperature. So, this also poses a problem, because harder materials are easy to break as compared to softer materials. So, if the during size reduction heat is generating, and due to this generation of heat material gets softened, it poses a problem. To overcome this problem, cooling the mill is the solution which can be used for size reduction of this type of materials. Either cooling the mill, or how we can achieve this cooling, either by water jacket or by passing a stream of air through the equipment. If you are passing this stream of air through the equipment, then the equipment temperature of equipment gets down or decreases, which leads to the cooling effect to the heat generated during the process. In this way, this softening temperature can be avoided. Next point is moisture content. Moisture content is the amount of water a substance holds, that is called as moisture content. This also poses a problem during the process of size reduction. If this amount of water present in a substance, it affects the properties like hardness, toughness and stickiness. So, due to the presence of these moisture into the particles, or presence of water into the particles, hardness, toughness and stickiness property of that material is affected. Generally, material should be dry or it should be wet. Dry materials can be easily size reduced. Wet material, we can easily reduce the size of these type of materials, but material should not be damp. That means, it should not be if it is dry, easily we can go for size reduction. If it is wet, then we can choose a similar process for size reduction, but damp material poses more problem as compared to dry or wet material. So, generally moisture content should be less than 5% in a material, then it is suitable for dry grinding. If moisture percentage is more than 50%, that means we can go for wet grinding. So, accordingly, depending upon the moisture it is present in the material, we can choose the method of grinding or size reduction, that is dry grinding or wet grinding. Next point is crushing strength. Crushing strength means the force which we are applying on the object and its gets breakdown for breaking of the object. So, it is the power required for crushing that is directly proportional to the crushing strength of the material. That means, to break a object, whatever the force we are applying or the power we are applying, that power is can be correlated with the crushing strength of the material. If crushing strength is more, that means more power is required to break the material. If it is less, less power is required to break the material. Hygroscopic materials. Hygroscopic materials, it absorbs what? Moisture. When it absorbs moisture? When these materials comes in contact with atmosphere, then it absorbs moisture from the atmosphere and gets liquefied. Hence, this type of materials can be we can go for size reduction of this type of materials into a closed equipment like ball mill. So, hygroscopic material, for size reduction of hygroscopic materials, we have to use equipment which is closed in from all the sides, so that the contact of these materials with atmosphere can be avoided. Next is ratio of feed size to product size. That means, if the size of original drug is too large, it may be reduced to small particles in stages. That means, what is the original product size of original product and what is the size of product we want. It also affects the size reduction process. That means, if it is much larger size, then we have to reduce it into a slightly smaller, then again smaller, then to fine particles. So, we have to go for different stages of size reduction if size of original product is much more as compared to the final product. Cost, it also plays a obviously cost plays an important role. If cost includes overall cost of process involved, including power consumption, space occupied, labor expenditure and time involved. So, all this, by adding all these factors, if the cost of the operation should be optimum. If it increases, then the process will be the rate will be increased, and if it so, we have to think the cost, we have to take this factor also while choosing the appropriate milling apparatus. Purity required. In sometimes grinding is done in aseptic conditions. In case if the materials to keep the materials free from bacterial contamination. To avoid this bacterial contamination, we have to choose aseptic conditions for size reduction, so that purity of materials can be maintained. Environment also plays an important role. If the drug is very potent, then closed mills are used to reduce the contact of drug particles, or we can say that to reduce the spreading of drug particles from one in the environment. So, these were the several factors on which size reduction depends, or which affects the size reduction process. Now, comes to the next topic, that is classification of size reduction equipment. That means, different types of equipment which are used for size reduction, how we will classify it. First one is crushers. Crushers are, example is edge runner mill or end runner mill. Okay. These are the two examples of crushers. Next is grinders. Grinders is of 4 types: impact mill, example is hammer mill, rolling compression, example is roller mill, attrition mills, and the fourth one is tumbling mills, example is ball mill. For attrition mills, the examples are attrition mills itself. Next is ultra fine grinder. For this, the example is fluid energy mill and the last one is cutting machine, example is cutter mill. So, these are the these are the 4 types of size reduction equipments can be classified into these 4 categories. So, now comes the first equipment which we are going to study, that is hammer mill. So, the basic principle behind this method of size reduction through hammer mill is impact. The principle of impact is applied in this mill during size reduction. Next is, let us see the construction and working principle of hammer mill. This mill consists of a metal casing which is enclosed a central shaft to which 4 or more hammers are attached. So, this is the central shaft. To this central shaft, these are the different hammers which are attached to it. Okay. It may be 4 or more, not less than 4. So, in this case 6 hammers are attached to this central shaft. These are mounted with swivel joints, so that hammers swing out a radial position when the shaft is rotated. Here you will find a portion through which the feed is introduced into the hammer mill. Now, if you will see this hammer mill here, that is in this position, perforated screens are attached. Through this screen, the finer particles are collected. From this position, we can obtain the product as a finer particles. This is the point for inlet of feed, that means the substances whose size is to be reduced, that substance can be entered through this point or through this feed inlet, and as soon as the substance enters into this apparatus, this central shaft starts moving and the product is also moving with this hammers, along with the hammers. So, the lower part of this casing, as I have explained, the lower part of casing consists of screen. Screen means this perforated plate is there, or we can say that screen is placed through which with some holes. We can change the screen depending upon the size and shape of product we want. If circular, it can be circular, square, rectangular, oval, all different type of shapes can be used, different shapes of screens can be used for collection of the products. So, lower part of this casing consists of screen through which materials can escape, or we can say that products can be collected when it is sufficiently size reduced. That means, larger particles after as the it is enters from the feed inlet into the mill, and it is after rotating the central shaft, the size of the product is reduced. During this, if it is sufficiently reduced, then it can be collected through, pass through this screen, and it is collected through the bottom part of the mill. Where we can collect? The material is collected in a container placed below the screen. So, here a container is, we can place a container, in that container the product can be collected. We can change the screen can be changed as I have explained it earlier according to the particle size required. Okay. So, depending upon the different size of particles, this screen can be changed. Okay. Now, according to the purpose of operation, the hammers can also have different shape. It may be square faced, it may be tapered face to a cutting form or have a stepped form. So, this screen size is changed, can be changed, and purpose of operation, the hammers may be, can also be changed. The interior of casing, this area is undulated. Undulated means it may be in zigzag manner, not a smooth circular form for better impact. The rotor, that means this central shaft, it operates at a speed of 80 cycles per second. Okay. So, as soon as this is the speed of hammer mill, it operates at 80 cycles per second. So, with the help of these we can achieve, go for size reduction process. What is the advantage in this hammer mill? It is rapid in action, since sufficient speed is there. So, which leads to size reduction. So, rapid in action and is capable of grinding many different types of material. So, that means area of work is very high, the range is very high. So, different types of materials can be grinded by using this hammer mill. Product can be controlled by variation of rotor speed, hammer type, size and shape of mesh. That means, the speed of this rotor, the different types of hammers which we are using, and the size of sieves. According to this, the product which we want, size of the product, shape of the product can be controlled. The operation is also a continuous process, that means continuously feed can be entered through this feed inlet, and after size reduction product can be collected from the bottom of the mill. Disadvantages of hammer mills, it has a high speed of operation which generates heat due. So, thermolevel materials cannot be used with this hammer mill containing gum, fat or resins. The rate of feed should be controlled, so that proper time mill gets proper time for size reduction and it should not be choked. High speed of rotation leads to the hammer mill may damaged. Application of this hammer mill is powdering of crystals and filter cakes. Thank you.